Hello. First of all, before I say what the topic is, I would like to apologise for the yellowness of this vlog. For some reason, the lighting in my room that I film in, it makes the videos yellow in colour. So I'm not filming through any bizarre kind of filter or anything, it's just how it goes. I'm not going to speak for very long. I'm not going to go into any personal stories because I don't know how long the battery on this camera will last again before I have to charge it. But the topic of conversation is or was going to be around adoption and your experiences of either having been adopted or having had a child adopted. I do have personal experience with this, which, as I've said, I'm not going to go into. It wasn't myself that was adopted, and I know that there will be a lot of hate comments possibly from people saying that I or other people deserve what happened to them in regards to having been adopted or having had a child adopted, or even just taken away from them and not adopted and put with another family, as in being fostered. I don't think it's right at all for people who may not have had the experience to be coming on criticising, saying that a mum or a dad was to have been a bad mum or a dad when that might not have been the case. There are a lot of people that may have been bad mums or bad dads, but that doesn't mean to say that everybody who's had the children removed from them had them removed because they were bad in any way. The ability to be able to adopt is actually a fantastic thing for those people that may not have been able to have children of their own. Not that it makes it any less traumatic for the birth families of these children who have had their children taken away from them and put up for adoption, because it doesn't. But I do believe it's a positive thing to be able to give a family that might not have been able to have their own children the chance to have a child, no matter how traumatic it might have been for the family that the child originally belonged to by blood. I'm not going to go too much more into this. I am going to find out if anybody is interested in talking about their story. I won't discuss mine right now, and if anybody is interested, I would get their permission before putting it on YouTube, because I do not have the ability to blur out anyone's face that might want to have their face blurred out, and they might not want to have themselves and their stories plastered all over my Facebook channel, my YouTube channel, or shared to Facebook and other social media. Excuse my slip up then. This is not going directly onto Facebook. This would be on YouTube and then shared to Facebook and Twitter, etc. But only with the permission of the mums and dads and families of the people that want to talk about adoption and what it was like. Again, apologies for the yellowness of this footage. It won't be going up tonight because unfortunately I have some technical difficulties that I've just posted up a video about. Once again, this is the third time I've had this issue and not been able to upload. It's the 1st of November 2016, but it won't be going up today. Hopefully it should be up by Sunday or Monday of next week and will be shared to both my channels. Thank you very much to the 25 people so far that I'm aware of having subscribed, and if you like my videos on either of my channels, please give it a thumbs up, and I will see you either on my Ezzies Raw Edge channel or on my main channel, which is Buzzing Vlogs, soon. Thank you, bye bye. So, back in 2000, I had a son. His name is Michael. He's 16 years old at the moment and he'll be 17 next September. Between the years 2001 to 2004, I lived in Leicestershire in a place called Market Harbour. When a relationship that I was in ended, I returned back to Doncaster. However, my son had already returned back here due to him having been placed with my mum. This was due to social services back in Doncaster writing to Market Harbour Social Services with concerns about my parenting. At this time I was 21 years old and had moved from Doncaster to Leicestershire to live with a partner. I'd not actually looked after my son by myself before because I had some issues with depression and anxiety. Well, not necessarily anxiety so much, but depression since the age of 15 due to having been bullied in school. So, to keep the story as short as possible, my son, after lengthy meetings and such like with Leicestershire, Market Harbour Social Services and NIM, whatnot, he was placed with my mum under my agreement, and he lived with her until, I'm not quite sure what year it was, possibly in 2007, 2008, maybe earlier than that. At some point between 2004 and 2006, he wasn't living with my mum anymore. In 2006, having recovered from how I was feeling at the time about my relationship having ended and the reasons why and everything, I was in a relationship and I ended up pregnant with my second son, Leo. Leo has been adopted. This is due to concerns that I assume that social services in Doncaster already had about me, and concerns that they had about Leo and his feeding. Leo wasn't meeting his centiles in his red book and wasn't having his milk, and regardless of everything that I tried, it was considered that I wasn't going to be good enough at caring for him. Partially I think due to my depression and anxiety and things that I had to deal with. I'm not a bad mother. I've never been a bad mother, despite what even I might think. There wasn't any reason, in my opinion, why I should have had my children taken away from me and why my youngest son should have been adopted. He's going to be 11 on the 2nd of August next year, and he was adopted before his second birthday, so between the ages of 2 and now he's had new parents. His father blames me for him having been adopted, and a lot of people have a lot of opinions about me and my parenting skills, and I feel that if I had been given the help that even a psychologist said that I should have got, and that I'd been able to do transactional analysis, which is not available on the NHS and was only available in Sheffield privately, and if I'd been getting the help for years that I should have been getting, apologies for the noise, I think they're doing some work outside, and they've picked a great time when I'm making an important video. But as I said, I had for years been fighting to even get my diagnosis of depression. I have had on and off other issues, plus I feel that I had postnatal depression after I had Michael, which wasn't diagnosed by them. It's never going to be diagnosed by them. This is the short version of the story. There's a lot more that I could go into about it, and I will go into it at some point in the future when I have a camera with a better battery in it than this one. Unfortunately, the battery on this camera doesn't last long enough for me to film a really long video about my son being adopted and my other son being in foster care and all the whys and wherefores of all of that and the things that I disagree with. I thought it was important to include this in a video about adoption and about children being removed from their families, because, as I said, I have the experience with my youngest son having been adopted for reasons that I disagree with. I was told by my own solicitor to neither agree nor disagree with the decision that was going to be ultimately made, which has made my depression and anxiety worse. I have had more serious issues come up with my depression and anxiety due to all of the upheaval that I had to deal with relationship breakups and being blamed and being classed as not a good enough parent. One of my parents has actually disowned me due to certain things to do with my sexuality and things that I said when I returned from Leicestershire, which obviously changed between 2004 and 2006 when I became pregnant with another child. And the whole thing is just I know they say that they support you. They sent me to a mum and baby unit. Initially, I was only going to be there about 6 weeks. They were only willing to pay for about 6 weeks. In the end, I was there from the 10th of August until it was sometime in December. I got my flat, having been in a bed and breakfast from early December until February of the following year, which was 2007. So we spent all that time there. I didn't do well there at all because I was surrounded by people from various backgrounds, some of them very unpleasant, and having just had my child at the time put with foster carers, and for the plan ultimately to end up being him being adopted, obviously that had an effect on my mental health too, which is why I've been on and off antidepressants for a number of years. I know that I haven't stuck to the topic of adoption, which is what this video was about, but as I said, this is the short version of a very long story that I will go into in the future. I'm not going to be answering any questions about it or replying to any insults that anybody makes in the comments or on social media. I am not a bad parent. I did not abuse my children in any way. I did not harm them in any way, like I have been accused of doing at certain points. I did not have my children removed because I physically, emotionally or otherwise abused or neglected them. I was not given the help that I should have been given growing up, and still do not get the help now that I should actually be getting, because the counselling that I get doesn't work, which is why I keep stopping going to it, and the antidepressants that I keep being given, different ones, don't work, or they make me worse with the side effects that they have had. I have ended up having hallucinations and hearing a voice in my head telling me to harm myself and other people and stuff in the past, partially due to one of the antidepressants that I was taking. It was some pre-existing thing that obviously was inside me that I wasn't fully aware of, that was heightened by the side effects caused by the antidepressants. So, if my children are not already being removed from me, they would have been removed from me when that was revealed. And that is not actually providing me with any help. If they did that, they could have actually put help in place when I came out of the mum baby unit and got the flat, to actually support me with looking after my youngest and seeing whether or not my eldest could come and live with me. I now live in a different flat, a 1-bedroom flat, on my own, which is not what I wanted for myself or my children. My eldest son does not talk to me because of accusations that have been flung around, not just from social services but also from him. I understand why he did it, because his brother was going to be adopted, and he also, is like his brother's father, blames me wholly for that. So he said some horrible things which he still sticks to, but I stick to my story because it's the truth. I don't lie about things like this. What I said happened is actually what happened, and what he said isn't the truth. Like I said, he's just angry because of what happened, because they took his brother away that he was looking forward to growing up with, and he's taking that out on me and won't speak to me. So that is the short version of everything. Once again, I apologise that they've decided to do work outside when I'm making this video. I'm not re-recording it, so please like and subscribe if you like this video, and I will be back again another time to talk about another topic. And that's me done for now. Bye bye.